All right, y'all. Hey, Raider Nation, keep Mad Max in your prayers, man. He's battling what he's battling, in the hospital, dude. He's going through it, man. So keep him in your prayers. Shout out to Mad Max. For those that don't know, Mad Max introduced me to a lot of the Black Hole, man. Polo, Droopy, Juan, a lot of the, Ronnie, everybody, dude. So Mad Max has been a strong supporter of this channel for a long time, dude. So my prayers go out to you, brother. Keep fighting, man, and you'll get it licked, brother. We'll see you back out there.
What up, Raider Nation? It's Iron Man from 928 Border Raider Nation down in Yuma, Arizona, and you're watching the Raider Homer channel. Raiders, time to suit up.
So did you ever think that you would inspire so many people?
During that time, brother, my main focus was, let's see how much of an influence I can actually be. Wasn't so much about inspiring at that time because I had to grow to that point in life where I actually knew what my worth was, knew that I was pretty much chosen to do this and just go with it, not stand back. And I had a conversation with Ken Stabler before he passed about that very subject matter at the Hilton in Oakland. And when he pulled me to the side, we were at a party, pregame stuff. He pulled me to the side, which was odd to me. The snake wants to say something to me. What he laid on me, brother, changed my whole outlook on what I do today. He says, listen, I've been watching you since you started doing that. He says, do you realize you're carrying a torch? And if I can say this on air, he said, carry that effing torch high because a lot of people are watching you and looking up to what you're doing. And that kind of just pulled the curtains back. And like I say, Violator was reborn in the way that you see him today with a whole different purpose. And like I say, that's to be a positive influence visually as intimidating as possible, but there's a whole different core to it, and I call it layers.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. Hello, Raider Nation. Welcome back to Monday Nights Live. I'm Raider Homer, and I have a heavy heart today, man. I just gave a shout out to Max. He's battling what he battles, dude, in the hospital, man, and it's rough, dude. So y'all keep him in your prayers. I'm serious. I'm serious about that. We're Raider Nation, family, right? So in times like this, man, we gotta pull together, man, and keep each other in our thoughts and prayers. All right, so we'll move on with the heavy heart, Max. Hope you're watching, bro. I want to remind all y'all that may not know how the show works. It's called Monday Nights Live instead of Monday Night Football. We got 4 callers instead of 4 quarters. The first caller kicks off the show. The second caller, I want to introduce, he'll carry us into halftime. Joker is the second caller today. I want to try to do some trivia questions, like a 2-minute drill trivia at the end of the fourth and the second quarter, like a 2-minute drill. All right, we got a halftime show with, the Raider Homer's phone blitz. That's the viewers and Raider Homer fans or whatnot, the Raider Homer channel fans call in, giving their shout outs to their clubs, some opinions and whatever. And then we have, musical performances from Raider rappers, Raider rockers, whatever's out there. That's the halftime show. And then the third caller kicks off the second half. And then the fourth caller, closes out the game. Sometimes, there's a little bit of an overtime call, I guess you could say. Maybe a phone call in the fourth quarter gets extended into overtime. We'll see as it goes. All right. And so this week's halftime show, we're going to hear Raiderhead. I know that y'all heard that song, Raiders Kick Ass, a couple weeks back. I really like that song. We got Raider Rob coming on to talk about, his part in that song. He helped, write that song. He's done a lot for the Raider Nation, dude. Talking to him, I'm kind of inspired. So I'm excited to have him on. But kicking off tonight's show is Juan Baja Raider Ramos, president of the Baja Black Hole chapter. I butchered his name for those of y'all that remember. I butchered his name when Mike D was on, so I'm going to apologize. We're going to get him on here. We're going to talk about, what he's been up to since he was last on Coast to Coast with the Black Hole Superfans. That's the podcast that me and Mad Max did. And then, as I said earlier, Joker Raider's coming on to take us into the, halftime show. We're going to find out what's been going on with JR60 Brands. Joker Raider is a big friend of the channel, dude. He's been around, for a long time, so I'm glad to hear back from him. All right, we just talked about the halftime show. It'll be Raiderhead and then the viewers on the Raider Homer Phone Blitz. And then we also have Raider Rob following up the Raiderhead performance. We'll find out, what Raider Rob thinks about the state of the Raider Nation now, on top of what else we're going to find out. And then the Raider Bear. Man, I've been trying to this is a long time coming, I ran into Raider Bear at the Raider Nation Explosion, man. I was blown away by, him being able to host an event like that. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, for y'all that know he has a great show on Facebook. So I'm looking forward to bringing him on for the first time. There's some Easter eggs, some Raider Bear Easter eggs. As I said, he hosted the on the Raider Homer channel. There's some Raider Bear Easter eggs. As I said, he hosted the Raider Nation Explosion. So I have that footage of the tribute to Gorilla Rilla and Violator on the channel. You can see that under Raider Nation Explosion. And one of the songs, one of the versions I did of the Autumn Wind is a Raider Homer. If you listen very closely at the beginning of that video, you will hear Raider Bear talking about how Antonio Brown was never a Raider. I thought that was Tool-esque, putting that back there. But anyways, providing backup for tonight's show is Captain Jack Rackham. Be sure to subscribe to his YouTube channel, man. For those of you that know, may not know, he's got some really good content, man. Very topical, very funny. So check him out on YouTube. All right, don't forget to listen to the Only Nation podcast with me and Heidi Stabbert, aka Kevlar Prom Dress. Our new draft episode is coming out with special guest T3 Raider Facts. Make sure you check out his YouTube channel also, and the Only Nation podcast channel. Y'all go over there and subscribe, man. I'd like to see y'all subscribe over there. Heidi does a lot of hard work producing those videos. All right, also, don't forget to check out Take Aim with Zags on YouTube, hosted by Amy Zagalo. When she was on last week, she's another substitute caller. There was a lot of positive response, to her performance, So make sure you check out her YouTube page. And, of course, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to the Raider Homer channel on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and right here on YouTube so you don't miss these live interviews. Blitzers, get your calls in by 8 o'clock CST, or you can give your shout out in the live chat, and I'll read those in between callers. Appreciate all the Raider Nation support. Looking forward to hearing from y'all as the show goes on. All right. Also, let me know if you'd like to get a Raider Homer shield patch for $10, or you can get the shield patch and 3 magnets for $20. Message me on any of my social media accounts, and I'll get your order squared away. All right, in this week's mailbag, I got stickers. For those of you that listen to the Only Nation podcast, these are the stickers that we're trying to give away, so make sure you give us a call. Listen to this podcast. It's on all of your favorite podcasting apps. We want to get y'all guys involved, like I had the callers here. So I'll give out more of that information later. Maybe I should have had my shit together and put that number. All right, but also in the mailbag with those stickers came Ladies of Darkness stickers. Heidi produces this podcast too. Man, this is a great podcast, guys. Make sure you check that out. And look, a Raider rearview mirror decorator thingy. It's going to look cool though in my car. All right. I also got JD Brown patch, his patch from Reno Raider Nation. My bad, bro. Reno Raider Nation. This is a great patch, man. Solid. It's strong. Looks good. Make sure you hit him up. and he'll get yours on. He'll get you your own shipped out. All right. So with all that being said, let's get to tonight's callers. All right, here we go, Raider Nation. I have Juan Baja Raider Ramos, president of the Black Hole Baja chapter. How you doing, bro?
What's up? What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing
all right. Out here.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, man, I'm trying to make it, bro.
Man, tell me about it, man.
It's
crazy.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit, right? So first of all, dude, shout out to Mad Max, right? You know, he introduced us, dude. Sending prayers his way.
Man, we go back, man. And Max, hey, man, hold it down, dude. You know, you're in my prayers, man. You know, Raider Nation, bro. You know, you brought that together, dude. You know, hey, man, it's hard to hearing that you're you know in the hospital right now, but stay up, man. You know, more power to you, man. And fight, man, fight. You got to come back, Rosarito, man.
Amen to that. For those of you, you know, that don't know the picture that was playing or that was on while the music was playing when I was getting Juan on the line, Mad Max created that. You know, as I said, the Superfan show, the picture that I used for that, Mad Max did that. You know, Mad Max has done a lot of work for this channel, dude. So shout out to Mad Max.
Yes, sir.
All right, now you on. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, he brought a lot of people together, man. You know, his love for Raider Nation, you know, and the super fans and, you know, the loyalty crew and stuff, you know. Man, he's got a lot of followers, man, and he gave a lot of people hope, you know, and he brought us together, man. You know, he brought me and you together. You know.
Yeah, we'll talk about how you met Max and a little bit about y'all's friendship.
Man, well, I just kept hearing this guy, you know, Mad Max, and he just, you know, popping everywhere. And I'm out here in Rosarito, you know, so, but then I ended up talking to him, get him on the phone, and he's all excited about coming down. I'm like, hell yeah, man, that's cool. I've never met a guy so real, man, straight up. I mean, none but love for Raider Nation, none but love for his brothers and sisters. I mean, you know, you can't say enough about that guy, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's solid through and through, man. And, you know, to hear that he's in the hospital right now, he's not doing, you know, he's down and out right now, but hey, I know he's a fighter, man. He's a fighter.
Yes, he
You know what I
is,
mean?
man. And yeah, I've been talking to him a little bit. He's fighting, y'all. He's you know, Matt. There ain't no quitting Max, man. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so on Coast to Coast, man, last year you talked about your annual toy drive, dude. So I gotta know, man, how'd that toy drive go this year? And give a little bit of the history to your toy drive.
Well, man, this year's going to be our 10th year, you know, so I'm hitting that 10th year. It all started with just one kid in my apartment building. And, you know, one kid, like I said, it started from one kid. Pastor Mondo Leon, you know, he talked to me, and, you know, everything happens for a reason, and it just kind of, you know, got a life of its own, man. And here we are 10 years down the road. Last year, we ended up reaching Rosarito, TJ, Ensenada. We did 4 locations, man, and we were blessed. We're blessed, man. Me and my brother Gil, from the Baja chapter after. Also, we drove down Ensenada to a ministry out there, and man, it was way out there, out in the boonies. We were like 2 Santa Clauses, man. We had to go up this hill, and we didn't even have enough toys, to tell you that. But I mean, just to see the kids that were so happy, man. It's oh, and a big shout out, man. Big shout out to Carlos Gomez, man. Carlos Gomez and the Baja. They donated. They made a big donation. Carlos Gomez and Angel Visionaries. They did a big collection and blessed us with toys and so those helped us. Alex Reese, man. Oh man, so many people helped out, man. So many people. Max. Man, I just thank you. That's one thing that Max did, man. He put that together too. He sent a big donation. Man, so last year was really cool. I can't wait till this year, man. See what, you know. Right now, the way things are, I don't know how it's going to work out, but you know, God's big, man. He'll make it happen.
Yeah, you know, don't give up hope yet. 2020 is not canceled just yet, right? We're still, you know, as long as we do what we got to do, man, we can get through this and still, you know, hopefully have, you know, some travel time at the end of the year.
Yeah. No, it's a little chain. It's like you know, it's just a chain. It's a chain work, man. You know.
Yeah.
From Orange County, I mean, all the way as far as New England chapter. You know, they donated. You know what I mean? Joanna Connor, big shout out to Joanna Connor out there in New England chapter. You know, I knew her from even before we were from the Black Hole. You know what I mean? And she was already supporting me. So I mean, this toy drive goes way back, man. You know, and 10 years.
Hey, congratulations, dude. That's some dedication. You know, there are some inspiring stories about the Raider Nation getting back that I've been hearing, you know, coming through this channel, dude. But for real, 10 years straight of a toy drive, dude. That's fantastic, man. Way to rep the Raider Nation, you know, with pride and poise and a commitment to excellence, man.
And thank you to Raider Nation, man, because, you know, I'm just a filter. You know what I mean? I'm just a filter. It's you know, it's everybody out there that does it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, you know, it's everybody else, man. It's everybody else. It's a team effort. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, good luck this year,
Sure.
brother. We're praying that everything works out so those little boys and girls can get their toys from the Baja chapter Santa Claus.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, we hope. Yeah, it's the world's coming. It's crazy, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, look,
But
last week, man, I butchered your name, dude, so I had to get it right. Had to get you on the channel. Find out what's going on, dude. Mike D Chill, he was on last week, dude, and that's when I butchered your name. And he was talking about, Rosarito, performing there in Rosarito last year, dude. So talk a little bit about what went down in Rosarito last year, especially with Max being there,
yeah, man, that was the first time that I met Max. Physically. We had talked on the phone before that, but that's when we actually met. Um, Now it was off the hook, man. 3 days. We went fishing. We did the party, and then we did the wine tour on Sunday. Man, it was hectic. It was hectic. I apologize for I was just running around and trying to make everything happen, but it seemed that everybody had a really good time, man, and everybody was looking forward to this year. We're still working on it. I just got off the phone earlier with the people from Bombay. It's still up in the air. We don't want to cancel anything yet. But so we're still waiting. But yeah, man, we had a good time last year, man. Everybody had a really good time, man.
What about Mike D Chill's performance, man?
Oh boy, man, he blew it up. He blew it up, man. Man, it was cool. It was cool, man. I had never seen him perform, and he lit up the place, man. And, big shout out to Mike D, man.
Hey,
looking forward.
Big Mac was there too, right?
Yes, sir. Big Mac. We had Sloan Bone.
Yeah.
We had Namek. Man, who else? Richie Rich was on the ones and twos. Big Mac. My boy from my neighborhood, Palito, he was there. The Gangster EC was there. Man, we had a good show.
Badass,
Really
man.
good show.
Well, hopefully that works out for you this year too, man. Because I'd love
Man,
to get some more stories
man,
out
I
of
had
you.
a prize for everybody. We were gonna have Mexican wrestlers, man. I was gonna switch it up this year. So yeah, man, we had some lucha libre planned. Pepe Marquez, he was going to be there. It's still up in the air, man. It's still up in the air. Let's see.
Yeah, fingers crossed, right?
Yeah, fingers crossed, man. Right now, TJ is hitting it. It's probably barely starting to peak. We got like 600. What was it? 786 confirmed cases out here, and it just went up from last Saturday, like 83%. So I don't know. San Diego and TJ Baja are I was watching the news earlier, so I don't know, man. I don't know. Hopefully, we get over this and we get back to normal, man.
Yeah, well, we're in lockdown over here, man. I imagine it's the same over there, right? And for those that don't know, Juan's in Mexico, so Raider Nation worldwide, so we're gonna find out what's going on over there in Mexico in the Raider Nation. But yeah, so what's going on over there? Are y'all on lockdown?
Yeah, we've been on lockdown also. It's like we're a bit, I don't know, maybe a week, 2 weeks behind you guys. At first, it seemed like nothing was happening. Everybody walking around, and still people are still walking around like it's a thing to do. So I don't know, man. I don't know. We just had the hospitals here. One of the hospitals got overran with this COVID cases and stuff. Doctors getting sick. It's not looking too good in TJ, but now. I guess a Mexican actor, they called for help, and he went online, and so now the hospitals are getting, they're getting help and stuff. But I don't know, man. We're a population of like 1 million, 3 million, and we only have 786 cases. Just some doesn't add up. You know, I don't
Well,
know.
does it seem like everybody's doing the right thing? You know, wearing the mask, hand sanitizer. I mean, they're not hoarding toilet paper down there, are they?
No, nothing like that. But yeah, but you know, you got a lot of people just, you know. Last week they had a rally, a 4x4 rally. The cops had to break it up, and I mean, these people they think it's a joke, man. And you know, I'm diabetic, so I'm staying home, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, be safe, brother. Be safe.
Yeah, man. I can't chance it, so you know, I'm staying home. But you know, what I see out here is people ain't really taking it serious, man. And you know, I really wish they would, because you know, in the next couple of days, you know, we're gonna see how bad the situation is really gonna be. You know?
Yeah.
So,
Well,
see, man,
man, like I said, dude, prayers to you guys down there, man, because, yeah, it's getting scary. It's getting scary. But, you know, China's coming out. I just keep trying to be positive, right? China's coming out of it on the back end, you know. So we'll do the same. We just got to, you know, keep that social distance thing going on, you know. Wash our hands, stay clean, and we'll make it through.
Yeah. And just, you know, small, you know, the mom and pops, you know, shops, you know, you got to build up that economy, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those are the ones that are getting hit hard.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, those, a lot of people, well, now, you know, in the wars before, man, is the soldiers. You know, big shout outs to all the Raider Nation that are nurses and doctors and, you know, mail carriers, man. You know, everybody out there, you know, putting in work, man, and you know, making the world go round right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Yeah, they're out there risking their lives, man. I mean, front line, like in this war against an invisible virus, you know. So, yeah, shout out to all the medical personnel out there that are busting their ass, you know.
Yeah, they're doing the front lines this time, man. You know, so it's, you know, yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Well, brother, you know, this is a shorter show than the Coast to Coast was. So, you know, before we get to the next caller, dude, tell Raider Nation how to find you and help you get those toys to those kids out there.
Hey, man, well, you know, just look us up on the Black Hole Baja chapter. We'll be putting up links. Also, man, I want to give a plug for my design little business. You know, I went solo this year. Started a little business, and develop graphics. So I'll put a link. I'll put a link later on if I can plug it in. But yeah, man, you know, we're trying to stay afloat out here. You know, so
yeah. So so you're on Facebook as Juan Baja Raider, right? Raider Ramos, right? Juan Baja Raider Ramos.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. So that's how you find him on Facebook, y'all. Man, make sure you get there, dude. 10 years running. You know, we can send some gifts down there and make it another 10. You know.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
No problem, brother. Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to get you back on the channel in the near future. All right.
Thank you, man. Max, stay up, man. Stay up.
Yes,
got you in your prayers, man.
Yes, sir. All right, bro. I'll hit you up. All right.
All right, man. Thank you.
No problem. There it is, Raider Nation. Juan Baja Raider Ramos, man. Dude, he's on Coast to Coast with the Black Hole Superfans. It's in a playlist on my channel. You can check it out. I forget what episode it is. Just check them all out, right? Max is in there. But yeah, dude, he does some great things, man. Throwing the events down there in Rosarito. The toy drive, man. Make sure you show him some love, you know. All right, man. The live chat. Wow, cool. What's up, Raider Jester? Only Nation Podcast. Who else? Kaylee. Yes, Joker Raider's coming. What's up, Watts? Yeah, I'm just waiting for the draft too, bro. What's up, Don Webb? How you doing? All right, hey, thanks for all, everybody for tuning in. We're gonna hear from Joker Raider right now. You know, you see Kaylee in there in the live chat. She wants to hear from Joker Raider, so let's go ahead and get him on the line. All right, Raider Nation, here he is, Joker Raider of JR60 Brands. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, Homer. Thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem, dude. All things considered, man, what's going on over there in Tennessee, right?
Hey, man, nothing much. You know, just trying to enjoy spending time with my family. You know, and trying to make the most of this opportunity, this downtime, man. Without going crazy.
Yeah, man, I know that, you know, you were using the weight room as some therapy, dude. There ain't no more of that, huh?
No, man. Well, you know, I got some weights at the house, so been doing some working out at the house. So trying to keep active, trying to get busy, you know, keep busy. And, you know, it's easy just to hang around the house. It's easy to start eating some chips and junk food. And before you know it, packing on 20, 25, 30 pounds before you know it.
Don't I know it, brother? You ain't got to tell me. That's what I've been doing. That's all right, though. I'm going to start running. I think. I hope.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, well, I can't get too big, man. You know, I don't want to, you know, I still got to be able to fit on the damn plane.
There you go.
Hey, man, so I see that you put the trademark next to the One Nation logo, man.
What's that now?
You put the trademark next to the One Nation logo.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's basically, you know, it's been pretty much a staple of JR60 Brands. It's, you know, it's on the books as the applications on the books with the trademark agency, and you know, it's something that I'm trying to utilize and bring more to the forefront as far as products and just name and brand recognition.
Yeah, dude. You know, I'm serious about getting you and Thanos and Deadpool together, dude, and recording a little podcast on marketing and trademarking and, you know, why it's important to do it within the Raider Nation, dude. Because I've seen, you know, the one instead of the I in a few other places, but, you know, as we all know, JR60 Brands owns a trademark on that. So, you know, I appreciate you, you know, taking the liberty to make the symbol that y'all see above my head, you know, that and put me in there, dude. That was great. I mean, it's always nice to be a part of JR60 Brands, dude. Or it feels nice to be a part of JR60 Brands.
Yeah, man. You know, it's as far as, you know, at first, back in the time, there was a time I'd probably get upset when I see different things, but you know, everybody, you know, I feel flattered, you know, and then just the whole thing with One Nation, it's what it stands for. It's us all coming together. It's people being like-minded, enjoying the camaraderie of, brothers and sisters of Raider Nation. You know, I'm sure, it's tough. I'm sure I'm probably not even the first person to ever do it. With the one there, I just put the shield in there to try to make it a little bit different, to tie Raider Nation together. It's to me, it just has to do with us coming together. We support a team together. We just enjoy the brothers and sisters of Raider Nation, and I would like to see a lot more positive energy within Raider Nation. There's so much negativity out there. I have a lot of friends that are fans of other teams around the country, and I talk to them also. And I'm going to tell you, man, it's one of the things that is kind of find a little bit disheartening is the fact that Raider Nation, man, as fans of Raider Nation, we tear each other apart more than any other. From what I heard and what I see, and that just has to stop, man. I think that I talked to Javier, League of Bandits, and I think that he's doing a good thing as far as that's his focus, and that's his vision is also is to try to tie everybody and bring them together. I see SBA, I see Bear and Modesto. They're the same thing, the same model, the same mindset. Is, hey, man, everybody had their own little group, everybody had their own little clique, but when it all comes down to it, we're all doing this for the same passion, the same love. And I really like what those guys are doing. I see the Nation Booster Club in Texas, but also same thing. I see a lot of opportunity, and I see a lot of people doing a lot of positive things. And I would just like to see us all build on that and build around that.
Well, hopefully, once we come out of this COVID shit, dude, that, we're all willing to put all that shit to the side, because it's been so damn long since we've seen each other, and we weren't, you never know who the hell's going to get it. You know what I mean? So maybe after all this shit, we'll come out on the other side ready to unite, Yeah, because, I've seen it too, bro. There's a lot of negativity, man, floating around, and, I don't want other fan bases to see that. You know what I mean? We want them to see us together and united, dude, for sure. Because we damn sure don't need to be tearing each other down.
Yeah, definitely. It happens. I've been the victim of it. I've had people approach me, and I just don't even give it any kind of attention, to be honest with you. I just pretty much just let it roll off my back. I'm not going to give the people satisfaction of... there's just people out there that just they thrive on tearing other people down. And it's just not my style. It's just not what I want to be involved with and be around. But it doesn't bother me as much as it used to. I was younger, but older and wiser now, and definitely trying to head in a new direction and trying to uplift the people around me.
Hey, man, that's the way to be a leader, dude, in the Raider Nation, man. That's I've said it many a times, dude. I've learned a lot from you, dude. Since Nashville, Tennessee, bro. So thanks for everything you've done for the channel and everything that you taught me, brother.
It's my pleasure, man. I see what you're doing, and I just wish you the best, your success. As you grow, that's where I get my real. That's where my happiness is seeing other people thrive and other people succeed. When I look at there's people out there that are selling shirts and selling hats, man, and only One Nation headwear, man, I support them. I like their stuff. I sit there, I look at my compa, I gotta look at Fabian, Raider Nation for Lifer. He's been a staple, man. That hat that he put out is still one of the top hats that's out there. It's one of them. And you know what? It ain't about, you don't tear people down, you uplift. Javier with League of Bandits, man, that hat that he just came out with, that black and gray with the snap, that's a really nice looking hat, So the way I see it is, I see that and I see what people are doing around me, and I really I got nothing but love for them, man. I applaud them. do the best you can, have fun with it. That's what this is all about. This is about having fun. It's about enjoying. Um, you know, I think it's there's some people that don't agree with what we do, but the way I see it is, man, if you're wearing something that is genuine, that somebody, a fan made for other fans, I think that holds more weight and more value. People get wrapped up in labels. They're like, oh, well, I'll only buy something from the NFL or a licensed NFL product. But whose pockets are you lining? Where's your money going? And you're buying cookie cutter stuff that anybody could have instead of something original. You get a hat and there's a limited edition of 100 hats. There's 100 people walking around with a hat that you can't get nowhere else. That's special, and it's good quality. If it's good quality, that's the bonus right there, So I applaud everybody out there that is on their grind, doing their thing. You see people making jewelry. Vic, the bad guy jewelry, bad guy. He makes his jewelry. He has shirts, doing a phenomenal job. There's a lot of people out there that are really doing Combo Free. I see the same thing with his badges and everything. So I can go on and on. And forgive me, anybody, if I leave you out. Not that I slight on you, but there's just so much that there's so many people out there doing stuff.
Well, another thing that I really like about One Nation and that JR60 Brands, dude, is your commitment to the community. And like Kaylee McLaughlin, right? She was saying, "What's up?" She was wanting you to come on the show, man. She wasn't even gonna let Juan talk. You know what I mean? She's autistic. You support autism, dude. So, like, talk about that, dude. Why it's so important as a member of the Raider Nation to give back to the community, man, within our nation.
Well, it's not even just with Raider Nation. It's just with anything in life. I think it's just having good karma, man. If you're out there and you're doing your thing, you gotta always give back. Help those that are out there, lift up people, give people advice, whether it's financially in a way of a donation, or just hard work, getting out there and working side by side with people. I think it's important, man. It's good karma. It's good for you. It get that negativity away from you. And then there's people out there just that legitimately need help. So I've been there before, man. I know what it's like to need help. And wishing somebody would be there for me. So a lot of things I do, there's more stuff that I do that nobody knows anything about. And I don't do it for the headlines. I don't do it for exposure. I don't do it for recognition. It's more about just doing it. So to me, it's important. It has to do with the way that I grew up and my upbringing. I've been on my own since I've been 15 years old. So I've been living on the streets. I've been homeless. So I know what it's like, I've done a lot of things in my life that, just to have to survive. It's survival instinct. And I didn't enjoy doing it. And if I could help prevent or help anybody else not have to go through it, I would.
I mean, that's awesome, dude, to hear that, that you fought from all the way from the bottom to where you are now, dude. That's a great story, dude. I mean, because, I can segue into this. I guess I just should, right? I mean, you went from that, right, knowing what it's like to be homeless to being a PSL holder. And a little bit of Raider news, right, is in this weird COVID, pandemic, man. Some good news is that Mark Davis came out and he extended y'all's PSL payment deadline, dude. How's that feel,
Well, yeah, I mean, first of all, I was a season ticket holder in Oakland, which was was on my bucket list. It was a dream come true because it was one of those things where I'm from New York originally, and I used to stop being a Raiders fan from New York. And first of all, and then I would always say, man, one day I'm going to go there. One day I'm going to have a season tickets, and everybody there, yeah, you're crazy. No way it's going to happen. And it happened. And then now moving on to Las Vegas, I'm excited about it. It's always going to be, that attitude of forever Oakland, forever Los Angeles, So the LA Raiders, when I became a Raider fan, they were the LA Raiders. I know where the roots started in Oakland. But now it's Las Vegas, and I'm excited about that. It's a great opportunity for the organization, for the fan base. A beautiful stadium. We've seen it all come together, and looking forward to it. But as far as the PSLs being extended, of course it helps. It helps.
Well, there's
right
just
now
there's
during the
it's
pandemic.
some of the Raider Nation is split, right? On Mark
Mm-hmm.
Davis, right? The forever Oakland folks and things like that. There's, he left a bitter taste in a lot of people's mouths, dude. But, sometimes it seems like these owners just don't care, right? Like the bill collector, they didn't care. My bills were due, in this pandemic. But I thought that it was a cool thing that, Mark Davis was looking out for the Raider Nation, because he just donated a bunch of money to the COVID, and he knows that
Right.
he's looking out. I think he's looking out for the Raider Nation. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is, and I try not to get wrapped up into it. I mean, you got some groups out there, you got organizations. I mean, I know there's people out in Oakland. There's an organization in Oakland that is trying to sue to keep the Raider name in Oakland, which is probably one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life, because of the fact that this is a business. The city of Oakland doesn't own the Raider name. The Raiders, it's like Xerox. This is Xerox because they moved their corporate office, and you want to keep it there. I understand the hurt there. I understand the history. I understand the tradition. But the thing is, it's a business, and he has a business to run. I got my personal feelings about, the ownership and the direction it goes in. So, and I keep it to myself because it's really a hot button item that I just don't want to debate with people, because you just can't debate with people that are just so closed-minded and ignorant about it. But what Mark is doing, he's for as laughable as he is, as comical of his appearance and some of the things he says and what he does and his past. But you can't really knock him for helping the community to doing stuff. Yeah, he went from the outhouse to the penthouse when they moved to Vegas as far as financially goes. And but at least he's trying. He's giving back to the community. He's getting involved, and you just gotta applaud him for that.
Yeah. And so, being a season ticket holder, man, what the fuck is going through your mind with the rumors that the NFL is saying that there's going to be no people at the games?
I think it's one of those things. People are just coming up with ideas. As far as a season ticket holder, I'm not really concerned with it. I'm gonna make my payments. Of course, if I do pay my season tickets this season, and I can't go to the games, I expect that's gonna roll over to next year. So at least I'll be paid up for next year. It is what it is, man. You can only control what you can control. You can't control the pandemic. You can't control the situation, the isolation. So you know what? You got to find a way to be productive and stay positive, and just keep it moving. If not, you'll go crazy. You'll lose your mind if you try to control things that are out of your control.
Yeah. No, man, that's a way to stay level-headed right there, bro. That's what I mean. I can learn a lot from you, brother. And so with all that's going on, dude, we still got the draft coming up this week, man. How are you feeling about free agency and the draft this week?
I think, free agency, I think they addressed a few different needs. But I'm more excited about the draft, because it's a pretty deep draft class in the positions that we need to address. I mean, I like the wide receiver class is so deep, man. It's incredible. So I mean, I think it's kind of funny when they talk about the Raiders possibly trading up to go for a wide receiver, when you easily got 4 or 5 wide receivers in the draft class that are, have potential to be standout players. So I think they're going to stand pat where they are right now, which is fine. But so I definitely see us picking up a good wide receiver. I really like Ruggs, to be honest with you, and I like CD Lamb. I liked him in Oklahoma. I like those two. We can't go wrong with either one of them. And then at 19, I'm actually looking at, possibly Patrick Queen from LSU. I think that will address two positions right there that have been a thorn in our side. It's been painful to watch at times. But definitely those. I'm not a big fan of addressing defensive backs in the draft. They take too long to develop, and it's very rare that you have a standout defensive back within the first two seasons. It happens. There's diamonds in the rough, but it's very rare. But I think I'd rather see them address defensive back through free agency and developing the young players that we already have on the roster.
See, I'm kind of opposite of that, I guess, kind of flip even. For me, number 12, I think we need to get the best defender and hopefully the best cornerback at number 12 because, like you said, the wide receiving class is very deep. So I think that, at 19, we can still get a solid wide receiver, and I'd like for us to get like a CJ Henderson at 12, and then maybe I think T. Higgins is his name at number 19. I like CJ Henderson's the report, that he had good hips, good ability to keep up with the wide receiver, and he had some good makeup speed and good coverage skills. And then T. Higgins, what I really like about his report was they were saying that he can play the X, Y, and Z. So I can see, Gruden really liking him. Plus, he's like 6'4", so we'll see.
Right.
But yeah.
Well, my feeling is when a player comes from the college level to the pro level, there's a huge leaps and bounds. The wide receivers in the NFL, they have a far more advantage over the defensive backs, not just because of the calls, but the fact is the way they run their routes, the tendencies. And then as a rookie, if you get picked on and they get in your head, look at Conley. Look what happened to him. It's the thing they get in your head. They find your deficiencies, and they exploit them a lot easier in the NFL. So that's why I think it's a little bit tougher for a rookie to play well at defensive back. But we have a young squad in that position, and I'd like to see them develop.
Well, we are going to find out, man, in just a few days. I'm excited. Even though the draft is virtual, it's going to be strange, but, hey, at least we still got the draft.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of like watching fantasy football, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's definitely going to be different not being there live, That's a big thing, not being there and enjoying it, festivities. The best part of the draft isn't so much the draft itself, but just the socializing with people from all over the country, fans from other teams that maybe you've met at games and stuff. But I think the biggest thing is the socializing aspect of the draft is the best part.
Well, cool, man. Say, do you have anything that's coming out that you want to promote?
Actually, I do have. I have something for the ladies. Finally, I've been getting bombarded. Hey, when are you going to bring something for the ladies? I got a couple of T-shirts, of course, but I got leggings coming out. I got leggings with the One Nation logo down the side of the thigh, with the Sugar Skull logo at the ankle on the same leg, down on the right leg. And I like this. And one of the things I think, of course, being in the gym, and my wife, she's in the gym. She's a gym rat. She's in there. She's a certified trainer also. And one of the things that I asked her, hey, what do you look for? What do you wish if you had tights at the gym to work out? Some place to put a cell phone. I know there's, companies started making the pockets, so I made sure I had pockets on each side of the tights so the ladies could go ahead and put their cell phone in their pocket of the tights and have their wireless headset, so they'll be able to have their phone on them without having to pick it up, worry about misplacing it, worry about it getting stolen or anything like that. It's just easier, and even just the casual walking around, it makes it easy for that. So got some leggings coming out. for women, and for the first time, I also have them for in junior sizes. So it's for mother daughters combo. So I got them in the small size for junior sizes, and I got them for ladies. And right now, I'm actually in the negotiation with a partnership with Zephyr to work on a second hat with Zephyr, a fitted hat. I kind of teased it a little bit today on the Instagram with the Nation logo across the front.
Yeah.
I'm looking to do it in a black. It's going to be a fitted hat. It's going to be black on black. So the whole hat's going to be black. The lettering is going to be black with a silver thread outline on it. The One Nation is going to be raised with foam. So it's going to be a really sharp hat. So we're working on that right now. Just have to finalize it. There's a couple of different styles that they're going to have to get back to me. The designer's going to get back to me. But actually, I just exchanged emails today on that, so we're looking to finalize that.
Well, cool, man. Good luck, dude. And tell the Raider Nation how to find you on social media.
Yeah, you can find me at JR60 Brands on IG, also Joker_Raiders, Raider60 on IG. And on Facebook, it's under Michael Martin. You'll find me there. I'm working on my Facebook. I'm revamped the whole website there, page there, and you can find me at jr60brands.com. You can find the website. I just revamped the whole website. One of the things you do on the downtime when you're bored, try to be productive. So I gave it a whole different look. And there's going to be a feature page every month. This month's feature page is about autism awareness. So you can actually go to the menu screen and you can click on the screen there, and it has about autism awareness. And I've actually reached out. I encourage anyone that's a family member or a friend, or of anybody or any family that is has an autistic individual in their family or friend, they could send me a picture, and I put them on there and go ahead and recognize them, give them some recognition. I don't see. I like the cause. It's something that is important to me. I don't see people that have autism that have a handicap. They're brilliant people. These people are. A lot of them have a superior intelligence. And I think it's more about awareness and understanding, and people, instead of saying, hey, look at that person, they're different. Well, that person's looking at you that you're different, because there's a lot of things that they can do. They have tremendous talents and gifts. And I just think that they should be acknowledged. I don't see, autism. Somebody quoted saying, hey, that their daughter has autism, but autism doesn't have them. And I think that's pretty deep, man. It's saying, hey, you're not going to get in the way of the everyday life and everyday function of it. So every month I'm going to look to put have a different awareness on there, and just as a way to pay recognition to successful people in this world.
Well, cool, man. Like I said, dude, just keep doing what you do, man. You're an inspiration to the Raider Nation, brother.
I appreciate it, Juan, man. I just, like I said, just trying to keep it positive and enjoy. Life's a lot more enjoyable when you're smiling and you're having a good time. I try to surround myself around about a lot of positive people. There's people that I confide in. Callie, Mark. I speak to you. I speak to Mark. I speak to Fabian. I speak to Polo. There's a lot of people that influence me and keep me leveled. Also, Javier with League of Bandits. He, definitely is somebody that, from a business perspective, has always been there. Amanda, Black Widow. Yeah. Deadpool, Black Widow, and Deadpool. These are close people to me. There's people like we have a little separate chat, separate text thread and you know, with a few of us, and we keep in touch. We just, just share a story, just talk, whatever, just to keep it, keep it small and keep it tight with one another. Like I said, I'm sure I'm leaving people out, but but there's one person that I definitely have to acknowledge, uh, and I want to thank him. He's been a help to me, somebody I could turn to whenever I have a question or need some artistic feedback, and that's Marty Marr, man. Without him, the Sugar Skull patch, he's the one that designed that for me and my logo. If I hit him up and say, hey, man, I got an idea for something, I'm having trouble kind of putting it together. He's so talented. And I want to make sure that anybody that's ever helped me along the way, they get acknowledged. So I want to thank him. Definitely.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Marty Marr and Los Compas.
That's right.
All right, brother. Well, I got to move along, brother, man. I'm like I said, though, it's always a pleasure to hear from you, dude. So I can't wait to get you back on in the near future.
Hey, man, I appreciate you. And, hey, just one last thing. I want everybody to keep Max in their thoughts. Everybody, for the most part, has heard that he's going through a little thing with his chemo, and he's in the hospital. So, I just want to make sure his spirits are up. I want people to just keep him in their thoughts. Those that pray, keep in your prayers. But everybody keep a positive vibe sent his way. And we want to see him back on his feet and getting involved, and see that energy that he brings wherever he goes and whoever he's involved with. So much love, Max. And you hear this, man, keep your head up. And we'll be seeing you soon.
Yeah, man. Prayers to Max. Keep fighting, brother. All right, man. Well, yeah, I'll hit you up, dude, and I'll let you know when I hear from him, all right?
No doubt. And hey, one thing, sorry, I don't mean to drag this out, but also want to say congratulations to all the graduates that aren't going to be able to walk. I know that Tamika Davis from KOS, she put it out there saying that she's kind of bummed about all the hard work she put into that. I sent her a little note telling her, hey, don't let this is a minor hiccup. Don't let it steal your hard work from you. That's going to live with you forever. This year, the pandemic's going to be gone. So definitely shout out to her and anybody else that's graduated. Shout out to KOS, my boss, my guys, everybody out there. So anyway, man, I let her know you got a show to do. We can go all night. So anyway,
I know that's right, brother, man. We can go. Man, you'll get me into some conversations, that's for sure. But yeah, man, we'll make some more room for you on Monday Nights Live. And like I said, dude, I'm looking forward to getting you on with Deadpool and Black Thanos and talking about, marketing yourself, branding yourself in the Raider Nation, man. We'll talk about that, all right?
Sounds great. Those are a bunch of great guys right there. I'd be honored to be in the same conversation with them.
All right, cool. Well, I'll let you know, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, later. All right, Raider Nation. Joker Raider, man. He's always out there grinding. You heard it here, man. From the bottom to the top, right? He never stop working. Put in the hard work. Be positive. Do good things for good people, and good things they'll happen for you, man. Shout out to the chat line. Fierce Raider, Mike Serra, Travis Bono. My mask right here, homie. Watts Raider, brother, what's going on, man? In there talking football. Thanks for showing up tonight. Fierce Raider, I think I've already shouted him out. Don Webb. Don, just jr60brands.com, man. That's you can get whatever you need from Joker Raider. Kaylee, I hope you got to hear that. Thanks everybody to the chat line. We're behind a little bit, so let's get to the halftime show, which consists of the Raider Homers Phone Blitz and a song from Raiderhead.
Hey Homer, this is Mike. Raider Boosters, York, Pennsylvania. Calling to say hello. Hope everyone's well and safe out there in Texas. Like to make a shout out to Raiders DC, Raider Nation. My girls Peggy and Nikki. I was looking forward to seeing everyone out in Vegas in a few weeks. As you know, that's not going to happen. I hope everyone's well. I'll talk to you soon. Spider 2, Y Banana. Peace out.
最后一次通知，请尽快与我们联系。
Hey, what's up, Raider Homer? It's Baja Raider. Just checking the number, seeing if
Hey, Raider Homer, this is Houston Raider Steve. I was lucky to talk to NFL Draft Day coverage expert Rich Eisen. I asked him specifically, point blank, I said, the New York Jets have the 11th pick. Are they going to, is the general manager Joe Douglas for the Jets, is he going to go out, in your opinion, go out and draft a tackle, Mika Becton from Louisville, or is he going to go after C.D. Lamb, the wide receiver, obviously with the pick right after them at number 12, and he says, as far as he knows, that the Jets are interested in having a tackle to protect Arnold back there, USC quarterback. And I thought, good, that's a good thing. Of course, you know, take it for what it's worth and everything. And he said that he had heard that Mike Mayock is really high on C.J. Henderson, the cornerback from Florida, for the Raiders and everything. So I was hoping we can get Lamb with the pick at number 12. If he's off the board, then I think we should try to get Henry Ruggs and try to keep him from going to San Francisco with the pick after us at number 13. That he's projected in a lot of drafts, and I think if Henderson's off the board, and I think we need to go after Xavier McKinney. They say he's a safety out of Alabama. He'd be great back there with Abrams, shutting down the safeties, both of them. Can you imagine what that'd be like? If Xavier McKinney's picked by the Dolphins is picked to try to take Justin Herbert, or whatever his name is. Justin's a quarterback from Oregon. The number 5 pick. Of course, we all know that Tua and Herbert, or Abe, or whatever his name is, could go between the Dolphins and Chargers and the Carolina Panthers now that Cam Newton's gone from Carolina Panthers. So I think that, so cornerbacks, if Henderson's gone, there's a safety, obviously. Xavier McKinney would be an excellent pick. Jeff Gladney, some people are projecting. And Trayvon Diggs, it would be a great cornerback for Trayvon Diggs is with Alabama. Some people were talking about Kenneth Murray, the linebacker, but I think that maybe linebacker's not a pressing need, our first need, obviously, with Antonio Brown fiasco, guy we don't talk about. Number one need is wide receiver and then cornerback, because Applefield is physical, and Conley's gone, and Jonathan Joseph has also left the team. So, but people are always talking about this Jordan Love quarterback that Gruden's really high on, also Jalen Hurts, other quarterback, you know. He's an offensive guru, quarterback coach, as we all know Gruden is. Mike Mayock, I've got all the faith in him. There's going to be some stuff going on. Maybe Tua's going to drop. Maybe Justin Herbert, or whatever his name is again, quarterback from Oregon. Those are the 2 wild cards in the top half of the draft. It's going to be interesting. Some people want to draft up to number 3 with Detroit and get their pick and trade out with them. Anyway.
There you have it, Raider Nation. Raider Homer's phone blitz. There were a couple of calls in there that I shouldn't have played. My bad, but I played them. All right, shout out to the chat line. Gabriel Ramirez, what's up, brother? And then the same guys. What's up, all y'all? I just said y'all. Thanks again for showing up. Everybody that's viewing, thanks for the likes. Be sure to share, please, man. If you're in the chat line, you can go ahead and share. All right, so we're moving on. Let me turn down all this. Hopefully that's not echoing. We're moving on to the halftime show. We're continuing on with the halftime show. I should say the music segment.
Everybody talking about the silver and black since 1960 from Oakland to LA and back. Don't try to phone the town, it's time again to bow down. 2003, a new season is going down. The mystique of the pirates, the number of the beast. Like Sunday, you know, as the dark side's unleashed. King Al, he's overseeing the team of the decade. When the lawyers from the Gopos, so the legacy never fades. Everybody talking about the black hole, the house of thrills. And in the South, shield with the shield gets ill. Raider Nation, the hardest fans in all of sports. Violent to us, punk, it's just a last resort. Gladiator, violator, protectors of the sword. Slow Patrol, 66 Mob, and old school Raider Mort. Our fan base rules, ain't no respect for the team you choose. Punishment, baby, the silver and black blues. Talking about the present and the past, the team that made the bomb, the greatest pass throughout the land. Hall of Famers LaMonica, Charlie Smith, and Billy Cannon through the middle. You can't resist. Cliff Branch, the Snake, Matt Stewart, they kept it real. And now Gannon, Brown Rises, and Romo later still. No fucking with us. Another Black Sunday, home or away. There ain't no football if there ain't a Raider game. Man, step the fuck off, you know, like, it's the Raider Nation, baby. There ain't no stopping what we do. Why am I a Raider fan? But I just started on the machine. The real about this is, I don't like nobody. 31 other teams, I could give a crap about any of y'all, alright? It's all for Raiders, baby. The silver and black club friggin' dead, and that's what you talking about, alright? Got no time for the Broncos. Got no time for the sissy-ass San Francisco 49ers. They're a bunch of butterscotch, purple shirt-wearing pussies any damn way, alright? Trying to bathhouse instead of a stadium, you punk. Alright, that's the real. Deliverance is you silver and black wannabes. Alright, that's real. The Chargers are the lonely South Oakland wannabe Chargers. Them a bunch of wimps too. Alright, treated us like crap when we went down there. I'll come back down there with my steel and keep it real. And that's real. Yeah, forever, man. It's the Raider Cowboys. Man, America's team. Goddamn coach stroke pussies. I ain't got no time for them, man. Alright, that's real. Everybody say, they don't smoke crack no more. I know. They smoke better crack now. That's the bottom line. Jerry Jones with his face paint. Looks like friggin' Botox Jackson. Alright, that's real. I ain't even tripping. What a friggin' media man to get off our chop. That's for real, man. Talking about we're blind followers of Al Davis. We don't follow nobody blindly, and we see everything going on. The conspiracies, the slow job, the immaculate deception. We've seen it all, baby. And we'll conquer again, baby. You'll never stop the empire of the friggin' Raider Nation. We run everything, baby. Worldwide, when fan base gets up. What fan base? Show me the Lions. Show me the punk-ass Packers. The friggin' Dolphin fans. Are they up at 12 o'clock? Saturday night? The night before the game? Are they outside their stadiums? I don't think so, man. Man, you better get back off me, dude, with that stupid shit. All right? The NFL got it rigged for the Raiders, man. But we gonna overcome that. Greatest fans in sports, man, period. I'll take the Raider Nation and I'll walk into any friggin' hardcore soccer game in Europe and we'll fucking scare the shit out them pussies. All right? That's real talk, baby. Raiderhead, baby. In your face. Northern California girls get the best Raiderhead while I'm talking about it. Yeah, it's like that there, punk. Raider Nation. I still hate Pittsburgh. We're going to Houston! Yeah, man. Came over here trying to talk some crap, man. I don't even know that dude, man. Never walk up to me like that again. He's going to get a big, fat, silver and black punch. We're knocking everybody out. 20 3, baby. And you know, hey, I ain't got no time for it, man. Raider Nation, man. Media can kiss my ass. NFL can kiss my ass. And 31 other teams can kiss my ass. It's vengeance, baby. All right? Ever since January 26, 2003, I've been mad. And I'm madder than ever now. Kiss my ass. Raider Nation. Punk ass sissies. Don't touch us. Don't mess with us. You don't like us, then don't talk about us. Raider Nation. Boy, if we were a country, we'd be the ninth largest country in the world. And we'd have nukes.
Man, I know what song I'm going to be singing walking out of the stadium when we win. Man, I love that song, dude. I think that should be the new Raider Nation anthem, man. That shit is badass, dude. Man, I'll get that song stuck in my head at work, man. Just singing away, man. You know, so we're about to have Raider Rob. He is the artist that contributed to the lyrics, the rap lyrics. You know, he's an original member of Section 105, right? So some of y'all should know what that is, right? So we'll just leave it at that, and we will get him on the phone line. All right, Raider Nation, here we are with Raider Rob. Man, Raider Rob, dude, I gotta say, dude, I love Raiders Kick Ass, man. You know, dude, I love that song. I think it should be the next Raider Nation anthem, dude. You know.
Really?
Yeah. Man, all we are saying is Raiders Kick Ass.
Kick ass.
Hey, imagine that everybody singing that coming out of the stadium after a win, dude. Woo!
Yeah, that's a classic song, man, from back in the days when we were doing a Raider tribute music, man, and creating our own music industry, so to speak, through Raiderhead and putting out our own songs and anthems based on classic songs that people had heard, you know, classic rock songs and what have you. But
yeah, well, how did you come up with, you know, with Raiderhead? How did you come up with the idea of rapping mixed with the John Lennon song about the Oakland Raiders, man?
Well, you had the fusion there, of course, of, like you said, John Lennon, that great song and what it meant at the time. And, you know, the Raider Nation was always about unity, all its fans being together. And then Oakland, you know, at that time, too, we had a lot of hip hop that was coming out of the town, too. So we just fused both of them together. You know, Souls of Mischief were coming up, the Coup, you know, E40, all that was happening, too. So it was just natural to fuse those two together and give it a different take on a classic, you know.
Dude, that's great, dude, because that's my favorite John Lennon song, dude. And to make it into a Raider song, I'm like, perfect. It's fucking genius, dude. It's genius, man. You guys really, you know, did great on that song.
Well, is one of the catalysts for coming up with these arrangements and thinking of these ideas of, like, how can you take a classic like Iron Man from Black Sabbath, or, you know, Benny and the Jets that we made when the Raiders beat the Jets, you know, stuff like that, and just fuse those things together, that different type of, you know, presentation based on the Raider attitude, you know. So it worked out great. Yeah, man.
Well, man, let me see. What's the Crazy Train one? Raiders game.
Train?
Raiders game, right? Going off the rails on a Raider game, right?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a great one too, man. Yeah,
that was a parking lot favorite when that came out, and that record got to everybody in the parking lot, the D lot and the South lot. Yeah, that was something you would hear blasting through cars and everything just before we go into the stadium. Yeah, that was a good one, because Ozzy Osbourne and heavy metal and hard rock are just, you know, part of the Oakland culture. So, you know, when you fuse those two together, yeah, that was a hit. That was it. We'd have put that out, we might have sold 1 million copies.
I bought one. Oh no, wait, I got to trade it. I'll buy the next one. My bad. I've heard some rumors going around, so we'll fingers crossed, right?
Yeah, keep your fingers crossed.
All right, so let's get into Raiderhead performing at the tailgates, man. What was that like?
Well, you know, that idea, when I first heard it, I was like, this is a throwback to the 1960s and 70s Raiders, when in the end zone, a lot of you classic Raider fans and some of you youngsters have been studying your history will see that we had a band in the north end zone, used to be called the Dale Courtney Big Swing Band. This was a great friend of Al Davis's, and he was doing old standards and musicals, but they were also playing our anthem live, you know, the Autumn Wind. They would play that live. And when they moved and went to LA and all that, the musical connection to the Raiders, because we have one of the greatest anthems with the Autumn Wind in professional sports, had been lost. Meeting Michael, Stoner dude, when he comes around, he's got this idea, like I said, to do a Raider band with Raider music. You know, it's not, you know, anything else but that. Raider music, the emphasis on Raider, like I said, their favorite songs that you heard before. But with that idea, you know, when he put that together, that Raiderhead thing was like, oh my God, like almost a fusion of the Raider fan thing and the Deadheads. If any of you cats know about the Grateful Dead, and you know the dedication of their fans and how they travel with them, and, you know, that whole vibe. And it was a fusion of those two. And it was a great idea. And they were in the south end zone, which was notoriously like, you know, kind of a place where everybody kind of went to lay back and kick it. And it was a lot more tamer than the north D lot until Raiderhead showed up. And they kicked it off. almost like on a festival rock style type thing, you know, and they perform about 11 o'clock in the morning to about 12:30 before we go in. And it became a phenomenon very shortly. You know, it didn't take long for it to become a phenomenon because the fans responded to, you know, being Raider. That's the thing about the Raider fans. If there's anything that says Raider, it can be Raider socks, it can be Raider toilet paper, it can be Raider anything. But if it's got Raider on it, particularly back then, people would buy it. And the Raider had a band that represented the fans and the Raider spirit. And that was just a big sell, man. So, yeah, it was great playing. I mean, like I said, it was festival. You know, it was festival like when you would go out to the parking lot with Raider head.
Well, I mean, you go way back, right? You're one of the original people sitting in section 105, right?
Yes, sir. I'm first generation Raider fan. First generation.
Well, tell us a little bit about what it was like being a first generation Raider fan.
You know, at the beginning, when I come into the fold in the mid 70s, I mean, that was all that Oakland was about. You know, it was truly Raider land. And that's what we used to call that was the nickname for Oakland, Raiderland. And you'd see the players around the city, people dressed, you know, like the Raiders. The Raiders looked like us, Kenny Stabler, Jack Tatum, you know, all those guys, you know, all resembled people you'd see on the streets of Oakland every day. Fast forward to when they come back in 95. You know, that spirit was there, and we were the new generation, or the first generation, the kids of the first generation, grown up now. So it was our turn to assume that mantle of representing the Raiders. And Darth Raider came back, but you also had new characters emerge, you know, Shieldhead, which I think is one of the greatest fan logos ever.
Yeah.
You know, I Emerge,
Wayne.
Howie and Spike. Yeah, of course. And then you got the Violator and Vlad Skolman that come up from LA and supplant themselves. So it was great, man. It was just everybody talked Raider. Raider colors were everywhere. People had Raider stuff on their cars. You just felt like you were in a Lego land of the Raiders, you know?
Yeah, dude. I mean, it just kept building and building, right? It started in 105 and then it spread, you know, into what it is today, dude. So, I mean, what was it like seeing it grow to what it is now?
Well, you know, the great thing about that was that Rob Rivera, who was the president of the Raider Black Hole, and Dave Monzo, our dearly departed founder of the Black Hole, they had this idea when the Raiders were away, when they were watching the away games, that they believed that the Raiders would come back one day. And if they did, they wanted to create a fan group that would be representative of the passion, be representative of the image, and be representative of the intimidating nature of the fans, because we were now grown. Like I said, we were kids, but now we were grown up now. So it was our turn to take over. And the idea, one of the great ideas Rob had, was that he imagined the stadium, everyone wearing black jerseys. And so when the Goodyear blimp would look down into the stadium, it would look like what? A black hole. And so that whole idea emerged from Dave Monzo and Rob and some of the other original members. And that transferred into 1995, 96 and on to what you know it to be now, as just being a phenomenon. It took a while for it to kick off. Those first 2 years, people were kind of intimidated by it, didn't know where it was going to fit in. But by the time Chucky got there and our popularity started to grow, it was just amazing. It was just one of the greatest atmospheres in sports. The media started catching on, so that really blew it up. And before you knew it, we was considered one of the great sports advantages and home field advantages in all of sports. And the attention we got was great for us because we didn't do this to be on TV. It wasn't a thing of like we were trying to pose. That people used to ask us, how much the Raiders pay y'all to sit down there? And are you guys really friends? And, you know, so the celebrity thing started to happen to us. But we kept, you know, the purpose of what it was about, which was just bringing all Raider fans together under this flag of the Black Hole, like it was a pirate ship, this mad pirate ship. And our main thing was trying to intimidate the opposition, be loud, and just bring the passion and bring the noise. And it caught on. You know, we changed fan culture.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome, dude. I love that, dude. I love the Oakland traditions, dude. You know, we'll get into that a little bit in a little bit, the Oaktown Legends celebration. But what do the words Raider Nation mean to you?
Well, the Raider Nation means to me, as the founder of it and as the man that first came up with the idea of putting this together, like I said, Black Hole Rob's thing was more about the fusing of the local fans and more his friends and what have you, having this, entity that they could represent that also represented the fans. I was thinking more on the lines, taking my cues from the First Nations of Cherokee and Comanche and Dakota and even the Nation of Islam, just this uniformity of fans from anywhere being down for one accord, being down for one invective, being down for one purpose, and that was to defend the Raiders, win, lose, or tie, to stand up for the Raiders, and to show that, there was a separation from the mentality and the image that had been in L.A. for so many years. And we were trying to separate from that, which was a thing that seemed more divisive. No offense to L.A., a lot of great L.A. fans are my friends and what have you, but they had more of a gang culture then with the gangster rap and the NWA and all that. In Oakland, I wanted to bring something that was universal of everyone. And so I thought, what would most encapsulate that? And it was a nation, us being our own country, and us having our own media. It's grown to what I could have never expected back in 1996. But guys like you and what have you, doing your shows and what have you, that was it, having our own media, having our own, representation, in the fan world. Fans started doing commercials. A lot of Raider fans did commercials. And I did commercials and media. So that was kind of it, just the representation of the nation. And what it means to me is that it's the greatest fan base in pro sports. And like I said back then, if we were a country, we'd be the ninth largest country in the world, and we would have nukes. Fuck with us and see what happens.
Dropping bombs, man. Dropping bombs.
That was the mentality. And just being its own community, and it has become that. And I'm so proud of all of you out there all across the country who have accepted that mantle and have carried it on, because that was the idea, for us to be our own standing country, our own nation of Raider fans only that represented the Raiders no matter where they were. They lived, bled it, and, would stand by it. Win, lose, or die,
Man.
Not win, lose, or tie. Win, lose, or die.
I'm a Raider fan. Man, dude, yes. I'm inspired. You got me fired up, dude. I'm gonna go play Madden. I'm gonna drop bombs, dude. I'm up all night now, dude. You done fucked up, man.
Now imagine back then, 55,000 of us with the energy that I got. If you've never been to the Coliseum.
Man,
starting
dude.
at 12 midnight on a Sunday morning, going all the way to sometimes 7, 8 at night, particularly if we won.
Man, dude, that's dedication. And you're obviously an Oaktown legend. Because not only did you sit in Section 105 and help write a great Raider Nation song, but you also had your own podcast. You were just talking about media, and it was called Raiders Fan Radio. Not to be confused with Murph Murphy. You are the originator of the Raiders Fan Radio. I mean, that's deep love for the Raiders right there, bro. Talk about Raiders Fan Radio.
Raider Fan Radio was a pioneering entity for the media. As I said, we wanted to have some of the representation of all the things that a country would have. And of course, you got to have media, got to have entertainment, got to have vessels for getting your message out. And that was really came from the fact that we were so misrepresented in media, that you didn't have national announcers, people on ESPN or what have you, really stand up for us, And so that idea came and spawned from a show I had done earlier in the mid-'90s called Raider Talk Raw on Cable Oakland. And that went well and got a good reception. I did it with Raider Mort, who's a Hall of Fame fan, Steve Mortora. And so when it came time for this new medium called Internet, a guy named Tim Del Rosario, who's doing an independent magazine called Raider Fan Magazine, came to me, and he knew me from KNBR. I was on the JT the Brick Show at the time. I had started on Gary Radnage and the Pete Franklin Show back in the 90s, defending the Raiders when it was Niner country in the Bay Area, and all that. So I had a reputation. And he came to me and he said, man, you're so good on the radio. You need to have your own show. And it was like, right on. He said, there's this new medium called the Internet. I didn't know what the fuck that was. Internet, what? Info highway. You're going to be able to sit in front of a computer and talk to other people. And I'm like, what? And so anyway, long story short, he wanted to fuse his magazine into a radio type dynamic. And in 2002, we came together, Stoner Dude, he was getting popular on the Bob France All-Star Show as their top caller, as well as I was the top caller on JT. So Tim was like, fuse these two big voices in the Bay speaking Raider football together. And then we brought on Black Hole Steph, who's an original member of the Black Hole too, and Dino Mutt, Stone's brother. And we just went from there, man. We started in a little storefront church, converted church downtown Oakland. We had the whole little setup. And what is now podcasting is what we were doing in 2002. So I know they talk about Adam Curry and all these other people being the first pod fathers. We're the pod fathers and pod mother, the original. Okay, long form talk, fused with entertainment, fused with politics. We did have commercials and advertising, but it's the same format. They just changed the name. But yeah.
Man,
yeah,
dude, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I've made commercials for Raider Nation events, man. I love it, dude. It's all about getting the Raider Nation, promoting the Raider Nation, right? The way I look at it, man, is if you take somebody, you know, and you launch them from your platform and you're tethered to them because, you know, you've got a good connection with them, you know, they're going to bring you with them, dude. That's how it is. It's about looking out for each other, man, and helping each other out, dude. And the Raider Nation is, you know, they've come to help me, and it's I'm proud to be in the Raider Nation, dude. I never really fully understood it. You know, I was even okay with the Vegas move until I went to Oakland, and then, yeah, I started to look around and do my research on the internet, dude. And yes, man, the Raider Nation is all about supporting the Raiders 100%, man. And more than just getting dressed up, having events, going to the games, tailgating, but yeah, through social media and in news media and stuff, man. It's great, dude.
Right. I mean, we're such a unique fan base because look at what you're doing. I mean, you've taken one of the great American television properties and turned it into something that is relatable to everybody. And you have a relatable audience in the millions of Raider fans who are their own, you get it? Who are their own entity. So, you know, you can watch general television or general podcasting, or you can watch something that speaks right to you. Yeah. And that's Raider information, Raider media. I don't think there's a Lions podcast or any fan dressed up in a lion outfit talking about the Lions. I used to say that back then. The Bears, you know, Dolphin. I don't see no guy dressed up like a dolphin or there's dolphin talk going on. We're still preeminent in that. And we're so unique as a fan base. We're from so many regions of the world, and particularly in the United States, that opinion of the Raiders is all the same when it relates to the team. But it's so great to see the diversity and the colorful characters that we have as just regular fans who can transcend themselves into being entertainment personalities. And you've proven it again, you know? So, yeah, man, it's beautiful. You and Deadpool. Brother. Yeah.
Now you were telling me earlier, dude, that you had some breaking news, man, because you're fired up, man. So I got to get this out of you, man, about a rebooted podcast, man. Would you like to share that with the Raider Nation?
I sure would. I thank you for asking. The great, pioneering, world's #1 sports entertainment internet radio talk show, which is Raider Fan Radio, will be returning. And our first show is going to be this Thursday. We were supposed to do a big blowout for the draft, a big suite rented, and we were going to do that thing live. But because of the conditions and what's going on in the country right now, of course, Vegas is shut down. But we're still going to do a little something for the people. And then we're looking forward to rebooting the original Raider Fan Radio back up on a hopefully bi-monthly basis or maybe a monthly basis with all the original members, myself, Black Hole Steph, the great Stoner Dude 420, Mutt. And we're going to get into this new realm of what y'all call podcasting now and see if we can't reclaim our throne or at least, you know, make a little niche and a little wave in there. And, yeah, just join you and everybody else that's keeping this thing alive. It's a new beginning here in Las Vegas, so we want to be a part of it.
Hey, man, I'm excited, dude. Tag me, and I'll share, dude. Man, because that's, yeah, man. I love to hear from the Oakland fan base, dude. You know, my next guest is Raider Bear, dude. He's big time into the Oakland tailgates and things like that too. He does
right on.
You know, a podcast. I think you might know him. But yeah, man, it's awesome, dude. It's awesome.
Fine.
All right, hey, so with all that being said, dude, how do you feel about the Vegas move?
Well, the Vegas move to me is a conflicted move. You know, we may have to go to this maybe next time I come back. And of course, I've got a book coming out hopefully next year that's almost done called Pride and Noise, the confessed true story of the Raider Nation by me, that will tell all the inside and the backside drama and all the different up close and personal things that went on through this time period of the Raider Nation and what happened since we came back to '95. But I am somewhat connected to that whole story of them coming here too. And I'm conflicted by it. I'm conflicted because I'm from Oakland. You know, that's my city. Loved it. The thing that we created there was beautiful. They moved twice. They moved when I was a kid. And I was expecting to do my adult years and get season tickets, you know, when I got out of high school, and they were gone. And so they came back, and that was a blessing. And all was forgiven for the most part. And now they've gone to Vegas, and it really hurts. And I don't want to get too deep into the politics of it, but it's a shame that the city of Oakland, with all that it really does have in resource, couldn't get the Raiders a new stadium. And Vegas was able to do it in 18 months from the signing of the deal to the groundbreaking. So I'm happy for Las Vegas because I live here now, and it was a vision that I kind of saw. Like I said, I can go into that some other time, but you know, they picked up the mantle because they had the money. And like we used to say in the streets of Oakland, big bank take little bank. So I understand the business of it. We all understand the business of it, unfortunately. But I'm conflicted because the city of Oakland is a great place for football. And I may be the first one to put it out there, but I'm hoping that Oakland and the people there will apply to have an expansion team within the next 5 to 7 years in Oakland because there needs to be a team in Oakland. And it's sad the Raiders left. Now I'm on the back end of it, second time in my life that it's happened. But look forward to it. They're ready here in Vegas, but they're going to have to win. They're going to have to win, Homer. They're going to have to win.
Well, I know that's right. Gruden knows it too, man. You saw him in that video when he was walking that stadium. He knew he had to win. All that money he's making, all that money that got put into that stadium, it has to translate into wins.
This $2.1 billion stadium is like having to deal with the Diaz brothers, okay? Y'all all know Scarface, okay? So, you know, you better win or you'll just be another failed show on the Strip, you know? And people don't understand Las Vegas is a sports town, of course. The Running Rebels back in the day and the success of them, the Golden Knights over the last couple of years. But, you know, this is the betting capital of the world. So football fans are here, and they know their football. And they know Raider football. So don't be dismayed by what you hear in the public of, you know, oh, it's not going to work there, or Raider, you know, or Las Vegans are not going to show up. You know, no, you know, football's a business now. And anything that wins and anything that can be sold is a business, particularly here in Las Vegas. So, you know, that's what the Raiders got going for them. But on the field, yes, we want to see them get back to winning, see them get to a Super Bowl. And hopefully everybody will share along. The LA fans, the Austin fans, fans all over the country, the Oakland fans, and we will be that nation again and be able to commence here in Las Vegas. Big ass motherfucking party!
Hey, man, Vegas is in good shape, dude. There's a lot of people from California and the Oakland area there, dude, that are ready to show, you know, the Vegas fans how it's done, dude, and ready to welcome the rest of the Raider Nation with arms wide open, dude. So, man, I'm glad you're there too, man.
Right on. I appreciate it. You're going to come out too, of course, right on.
Oh, yeah, bro, I was supposed to be flying there Thursday morning, bro. I was supposed to be going.
Right.
Yeah,
okay, for the draft.
Hey, but, you know, before I got to get Bear on, running a little bit late, dude. Before I let you go, man, this is kind of hard. It's hard to find your ass on social media, but tell the Raider Nation how they can find you on social media.
Any inquiries or anything anybody wants to know about me, you can hit me at trueraidernation@yahoo.com. I don't really have a big social media presence, but I do have, like I said, a book coming out hopefully at the end of the year here or early next year, and that'll reboot me back into the world too. And keep your eyes open for RaiderFanRadio.Vegas, and we'll keep you updated, Raider Homer, so you can let the nation know what's going on.
Awesome, brother. Awesome, man. The door is always open, dude. I can't wait to hear from you in the future.
I want you to go, and I want you to make sure you tell Raider Marge, okay, and Raider Lisa, and Raider Maggie and the boy, we said we love them from the Las Vegas Raider hold here, and Chief Wiggum is a goddamn Bronco fan. Fuck him. Okay? Anyway, God bless you, Raider Homer. Raider Nation, I love y'all. Raider Bear, God bless you. And, man, keep doing what we do, man. Stick and stay. Swords and shield, baby. Raider Nation for life.
Raider Nation for life.
Thank you, Raider Homer.
Thank you. There you go, Raider Nation. A true Oaktown legend, man. So Oaktown Legends, man, every January 30th, you know, here on the Raider Homer channel, we will, for a couple hours, 2 to 3 hours, sit like we do here on Monday Nights Live and hear from original Oaktown legends, people that helped elevate the game day experience in Oakland, dude. We're going to hear from the Oaktown legends on the birthday of the Oakland Raiders. All right? So, make sure you subscribe, right? Cool, thanks. Whew. Man, he got me fired up. I'll tell you that right now, dude. He got me fired up. So, hey, man, hit him up, man. Stoner Dude, shout out to Stoner Dude on 420, right? Whoo! I'll be partaking a little bit later on, bud. Yeah, all right, cool. So, we are trucking along right now. Oh, man, dude, this next guest, dude, has been a long time coming. As I was talking earlier, dude, I've met him in person. I've watched his show for a long time, and he's even a great host at Raider Nation events, man. And we are talking about the Raider Bear. Ha! Yeah, he's been on the channel a couple times, man. But not, on the call, on the phone, like I said earlier. And I'll talk to him a little bit about it. Let's go ahead and get him on the line. All right, Raider Nation, we got him on the line. It's been a long time coming. The Raider Bear. How are you, Raider Bear?
How am I doing? How am I doing? You're asking me that? The Raider Bear! You know, Homer, I'm
That's
not for big entrances. I'm not for big entrances. You know, I'm just,
no?
I'm a shouter.
Yeah, I can
shouter.
see that. I can see that, bro. I can see that. Man, dude, it's been a long time coming, dude. I was telling the guests and the viewers earlier, the viewers really, but I was telling the viewers that you've been on the channel a couple of times. You were, we'll get into you being at the Raider Nation Explosion later on in the interview, but you know,
Okay.
I play the Autumn Wind as a Raider homer, dude, and I got you on there. I was testing my laptop and playing the song live. And in the beginning of the song, if you listen closely, you'll hear the episode where you were saying Antonio Brown was never a Raider. And but I'm glad to get to talk to you one-on-one here on the Raider Homer channel, man.
Right on, brother. I really appreciate that. I always have fun on your show, and I'm excited to be here today.
Well, cool, man. You know, we have many friends in common, you know, but Heidi is the common friend that we have that I have a question about. You ready?
Okay. Yes, sir. I'm ready. Fire.
All right, few actually. How do you know Heidi, and why did you give her the name Raider Ladybug?
Okay. I'd say about 3 years ago, about 3 years ago, I was working with another page, and Heidi was one of the admins there. And we worked together really well when I was initially doing the shows for this other page that I'm not on now. It wasn't Raider Bear Family Page. So anyway, she was just a fantastic admin. Every time I would do one of my shows, she was always spot on. She could correct me when I was incorrect about certain things, and she would help me throughout the show with that. She would sometimes ask me a question. You know, sometimes I would get off and talk too much about one subject or another, and she'd be like, okay. And, and she'd throw in a question for me just to get me back on track. But she was just super reliable and incredible. And when I had a situation where I had decided that I was going to leave that page and make my own Raider Bear Family page, when she decided she was going to leave too, she was the first person I went to say, hey, you know, if you want to admin on my page, I would be more than happy, you know, blessed to have you on board.
So how did she get the name Raider Ladybug?
The Raider Ladybug, this is a funny story. I had just got done telling my daughter earlier in the day, I told her that if you're going to learn how to fight, okay, because my daughter is really sweet. She's just really sweet, you know what I mean? She just doesn't have a mean bone in her body. But I want her to be able to fight, you know, just to be able to defend herself. And so she said something along the line of, I'm more like a ladybug. And I said, even a ladybug can be fierce. And so later on, I was talking to Heidi, and I was going to give her a nickname. And I can't remember what the first nickname I gave her was, but she hated it. She hated it. And she told me right off the bat, she's like, no, I don't like that. No. And I said, well, what about Raider Ladybug? And I was kind of half kidding. And she went with it. She loved it. I loved it. So it just rolled from there.
Yeah, dude. Every time, you know, during the Only Nation podcast, man, she's like, I'm Heidi Stabber. You might know me as Kevlar Prom Dress, and some of you might know me as Raider Ladybug. You know, so like, cool, man. All right, so as I just said, you know, I've been podcasting with Heidi on the Only Nation podcast, man. So tell the Raider Nation, and it kind of seems like you may have answered this already, but tell the Raider Nation what makes Heidi such a diehard Raider fan.
Oh, she lives it every day. You know, there's a difference between fans and Raider fans. You know, other fans, they shut it down. The season's over. They put their stuff away. You know, they put it at the bottom of some drawer, and then they wait until next season comes. And then they go, oh, yeah, there's an NFL season. Then they suddenly pull out one of their hats or one of their shirts out of some drawer. Raider Nation don't do that. There is no off season. When it's the off season, we're all about the draft. We're talking about new players. And she's just like that. She embodies that. She lives it every single day. I wake up every day to her posts about Raider Nation news, and she helps me with my show just about every night.
Yeah, man, she's fantastic to work with, man. She produces,
super reliable.
Yeah, she produces the Only Nation podcast, and yeah, man. At first, we do a segment, Heidi's Heroes, and at first she didn't like it, but now she really does like it. Every time we record, she starts singing the intro song and everything. So, yeah, man,
I love it.
Yeah, y'all be sure to watch the Only Nation podcast on YouTube and subscribe to that channel, man. Raider Bear
Absolutely.
Stamp of approval on Heidi, y'all.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool.
Classy Raider fan.
Oh, yeah.
Classy Raider fan.
Yeah. Now, you have a great show. You have a lot of talent, your own club, all of that, man. But who inspired you to become such a diehard Raider fan?
For me, it was my grandfather. My grandfather took me to my first Raider game in Oakland when I was only about 7 or 8 years old. And obviously that was too young for me to really remember it. So the reason I know it is because my grandfather, as I got older, would continuously burn into my brain that before I was a teenager and he started taking me to Raider games, that he was taking me to Raider games as a baby because he didn't want to babysit me at home and watch the game when he had tickets. And see, what can I do? I can miss the game and watch my grandson, or I can take my grandson to the game. And so that's what he did. He took me to the game.
That's awesome, man. That's cool,
Yeah.
man. And now look where you
so
are.
it's in the blood. Yes, sir.
All right, cool, man. As I just said, dude, you have your own club, man, and it's an SBA club in Modesto. Alonzo,
Yes, sir.
dude, he's been on the channel a couple of times. He was on a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about the growth of SBA, dude. So, what is your mission for your chapter of SBA, and what message do you have for the Raider Nation as president of the Modesto chapter?
Well, I would say probably the most important thing to me is that Raider fans know that it's not like a motorcycle club rules, you know what I mean, that kind of thing. I don't care if you're a part of another chapter or if you are a part of another club. If you want to be down with SBA just because you love how we're doing things and you see the people that are involved with it and you love those people, that's only all about good things and positivity. It doesn't disrespect the other club. I don't care if the entire club of the other club wants to come be down. Come be down. Because in the end, we all love the same thing, and that gets lost sometimes. And I don't want it to ever get lost on my watch. On my watch, we're all Raider fans at all times, regardless of what our club name may be. And so now, too, as president and what I'm trying to do on my end personally, and then hopefully grows from there, is just develop an atmosphere for some of the fans in the Bay Area that are losing their opportunity to see one another, to get together, to be fans as one like we used to do in the big tailgates, a lot like the ones Alonzo, Skip Thomas would hold the parties, the tailgates he would have. I mean, come on. I mean, just amazing. And so I'm trying to take that energy and trying to take that culture and try to find a way to find a spot, even if it's only from one Sunday to another, almost like a Raider raves party. Build a whole nother page, let everybody know where it's going to be and how it's going to go down, and just get together and have a good time. And it's not going to be about making money or trying to, bilk people. It's just going to be about Raider fans getting together and being La Raza. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's awesome, dude, because, y'all are losing y'all's team where your grandfathers took you to the game, and, and I hear that a lot, talking to the fans from California, dude, and that's why, I hand that Oaktown Legends patch out, which you will get one also, because, dude, the tailgates and the stories coming out are mythical, legendary, so.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's awesome. And so you were just talking about Alonzo and his badass tailgates, dude. So talk a little bit about your friendship with Alonzo and how badass were those tailgates?
Well, my friendship with Alonzo actually got started on a funny thing. We knew each other just, in talking on Facebook, but then I had a Christmas party a couple years ago, and through a friend of a friend, they asked me if it was cool if he came through. And I said, absolutely. And then we ended up making this great friendship. On my Christmas party, he came over and he blended right in and hung out with everybody and just had a blast. And we had a great time. And my wife loves him, real nice guy. And so he fit in with us, perfectly right from day one. Therein after that, he hit me up and he said he wanted me to host the very last tailgate in honor of his father. He wanted me to host that, and I said absolutely. We talked about it a little bit, and then we went there and did it, and it was incredible. And, you know, to everyone and anyone that hears this podcast, I would say to you, I can't overestimate enough how incredible the energy, the love, the friendship, the bonds that we had as Raider family and friends that have carried on long after the team has left and will carry on long after that. But to have been able to come to see each other in person and really come together, you know, in so many different ways that it's hard to even explain to other fans, because, you know, they've done it once or twice. They think it's nothing, and they don't understand, you know, what it was that we had built. You know what I mean? It was almost like a traveling carnival, and we just all loved each other, and it was an awesome thing. And I know that they can't recreate that in Vegas, but I know that they can create something of their own. And so I don't think that Bay Area fans should be bitter. I think Vegas fans should be patient and just make their best with it that they can. But I think they could build something beautiful in Vegas if they give it their best.
Oh, I do too. You know, especially with people like Alonzo and my last guest, Raider Rob there, and Cisco Ortega, they're all there. You know, those are people that know what that tailgate's about. So I think that that's going to survive. That Oakland flavor will survive, I think, in Vegas, man. You know, because
I agree.
I
different.
only got to go to a few. I only got to go to a few tailgates, but I'll tell you what. At first, I was okay with the Vegas move. When I left Oakland, I was not. You know, I knew I was gonna miss Oakland. I'm glad I can say that I was there. Even my daughter can say she saw a game in Oakland. You know, so that's
right
something that needs to be, you know, remembered. You know, and that's why we do the Oaktown Legends, you know, show here on the Raider Homer channel. All right.
Right on.
Now, you were just talking about hosting Alonzo's tailgate, his father's tailgate. And I remember, you know, watching your shows before we met at the Raider Nation Explosion. And, you know, and I liked your shows, but I was really impressed watching you host the Raider Nation Explosion. All right, so why is
Appreciate that.
Cool. So why is it so important to show respect to those like Rilla and Wayne that have put in so much work over the years for the Raider Nation?
Well, you just said it right there. I mean, it's the commitment. You know, we've all got our various, you know, amounts of time in with Raider Nation, but not like those guys. That was the commitment those guys have had, not just at home, but on the road to travel with the team, all the spots on television. It's just incredible. And they represent Raider Nation. And when you really stop and talk about it, you know, we all get excited about it because we're Raider fans. We all love them because they're Raider fans. But one-on-one, to people's faces, what I would tell them all the time, off camera and off show, because it was personal. This is the first time I've said this, but it was so you were and what they presented. Yeah, they have a guy that's famous in one way or another, but they're all basically people who spawned off of guys and things that we were doing. You know, even the people who started the Black Hole chapter will tell you that it started, and the people who started it, because they saw the energy of the dog pound. And that's fine. The dog pound does have energy, but it's just a bunch of guys with dog bones, and that's it. They didn't take it any that the Raiders did. They just started a spark, and we made a fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why guys like that have to be honored, because they were the first among us, and they represent us, and they make us unique in this league to this day.
Boom. Amen to that, brother. That's what I wanted to hear. That's what the Raider Nation needed to hear, you know?
Raider Nation. Yep.
All right, cool. With all that being said, dude, that concludes the interview part of this call. Let's talk some Raider football, dude. We got the virtual draft coming up, man. It's strange days, right? We're all, you know, a lot of people are facing quarantine. A lot of talk about not even, you know, fans being able to show up at the games, dude. So what's going on? How do you see this season unfolding, starting with the draft this weekend?
Well, you know, they don't really know what's going to happen. And it's unfair for us as fans, including me, to put some sort of expectation for them to hurry up and tell us start the season. You know, I mean, I realize we're all upset. We're stuck in our houses and we want football. But at the same time, we can't – I think about the players. You know what I mean? I try to, when I have that energy, I try to think about the players. I don't want our players to get sick. I don't want the guys that we love on the team to get sick. And so I really hope that whenever the football starts, and I want it sooner than, later, just like everyone else, but whenever it does actually start, I hope that we really are free and clear, and the players, we don't have to worry about them getting sick. And just for the most part, I want to see them healthy. Now, as far as the draft, to be honest with you, the draft, I'm excited because before I say anything about the draft, I just want to say, I don't think there's any way we can fail this draft. I don't see any way we can fail this draft. We could draft out of both of our number one positions and still win great players, probably add more great players. I have no problem with leaving the first round, and I have no problem with making our 12 and our 19 pick in the first round. You know why, don't you?
No, why?
Our first 5 picks all the way into the third round are still in the 100 top players in the nation. So almost no matter what we do, even if we just stand pat on our first 5 picks, we're going to get a shot at the top 100 players throughout until we get beyond that 5th pick.
It's funny you say that. I was doing the Only Nation podcast with Heidi, dude, this weekend. And I mean, I was kind of on the fence. Do we move back, get some picks? Do we sell the house for Isaiah Simmons? But then, during this draft episode before, when I was doing my research, I just like, you know what? I'm going to take the stance that the Raiders are going to stay put in the first round, because you're picking in the top 20, you can get 2 solid players to really help the team, especially after a great free agent class and a great draft class last year. So I got them standing, firm at 12 and 19 also because, Mayock, man, he can work magic in the third round and in the later rounds too,
Well, okay, here, now let me throw this at you because I'm hearing about this scenario. I think it's pretty hot. I think the people listening might like this. All right, so here's what you got. Picking at number 9 is the Jaguars. Picking at number 10 is the Browns. And picking at number 11 is the Jets. Now, here's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that the Broncos are already in talks and may have already a deal in place to trade for their number 10 spot. And the Broncos at 10 would take Jerry Jeudy. So that's one guy off the board right there. Now you get to 10 at the Browns, at 11 at the Jets. The Jets are, I'm sorry, I went too fast. At 9 at the Jaguars, they're having talks with the Niners. So the Niners might move up to the 9 spot, giving up their 13 and another pick to the Jaguars. So at number 9, the Niners would take Jerry Jeudy. The Broncos at 10 would take CeeDee Lamb. And the Jets at 11 stand pat and take Henry Ruggs III off the board. And there goes all 3 of your top receivers out of the draft, and we're standing there to do what at 12? Because Isaiah Simmons will be gone more than likely at 5.
Right. So here's how I got it, right? All right, I got the Bengals. They're going to take Joe Burrow at number 1. Right, and this is all based off of best available player per need on the team. All right. So, and then I got Washington taking an OL. I think it's Kendrick Wills. They're going to want to protect their quarterback. All right, now at 3, I got the Bears taking Chase Young. All right, and then I got the Panthers jumping up to the number 4 spot to take Tua. Because I think that they're going to want that Cam Newton type quarterback, and I think Tua might be the better running quarterback in the draft class, even with the injury. All right, and then I got the Dolphins at number 5. Taking Justin Herbert. Okay. So then after that, at number 6, I got the Chargers taking Isaiah Simmons. Now, you could say they need a quarterback, but they got Tyrod Taylor, right? And they also have come out and said, hey, this is our guy. I don't see them passing up on an Isaiah Simmons because they got to stop the Chiefs too. All right.
Okay.
So then that puts the Giants at 7, and I got them taking a wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, to help their young quarterback. All right.
Oh, okay.
And then the Cardinals at number 8, they're going to take Mecca Becton to protect their quarterback. All right.
I like that. I agree with that.
And then I got the Jaguars taking Derek Brown right there because they're replacing Calais Campbell, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and then the Browns. Let's see. The Browns at number 10. They're gonna take Jerry Jeudy because their quarterback needs some wide receivers. OBJ, is OBJ, right? Okay.
Right.
Then I got the Jets taking at number 11 taking Jeff Okuda. All right. So to me, those are the best players per need up to us, right? And so that leaves us at 12, and I think we're going to take C.J. Henderson because the reports on him were that, he has the size and the speed. He can also turn his hips well. He can keep up the receivers, make up speed, plays well, and almost pretty much NFL ready, some of the reports I was reading. And, he is starting to sneak up on some of the boards. All right, then after that, at 13, I got the 49ers taking Henry Ruggs to help their offense. And then I got the Bucks at 14 taking DeAndre Swift. And then at 15, the Broncos taking Patrick Queen because they got to stop Patrick Mahomes also. Udo Gross Matos going to the Falcons at 16. And I think that the Cowboys will have to take a shot at Javon Kinlaw. And then Zach Bond will go to the Dolphins. And then that leaves us T. Higgins. Now, the report on T. Higgins that I read was that, he's got the size and the speed, but he can play the X, Y, and Z. And I can see Gruden really want to take a chance with a wide receiver that can play multiple positions,
Okay.
And I stopped there, right? Does it matter after that? We don't pick till the third round.
No. But who did you have him taking at 12 again?
C.J. Henderson.
Okay, so C.J. Henderson, and I agree with what you said about him. But the only thing about him that if I had to be critical, the only thing about him I didn't like was that he looked like a cover guy, but not a physical cover guy. And I'm not comparing him to the names I'm going to give you, but I'm just going to give you two names so you can see the difference of what I mean. So you have the Deion Sanders kind of over athletic, super skill guy. And then you have the Darrelle Revis kind of physical, bumps you, moves you around, gets in your shirt, and then makes a play. I think C.J. Henderson is more of the athlete, like a Deion, but I don't know that we want a guy like that. I would rather a guy that gets up on the line, gets in the guy's chest, gives him that nice bump. So I was kind of hoping that maybe at that position, if they do, or at that pick, if they do go with that position, I would someone like A.J. Terrell.
Yeah, the other cornerback from Clemson.
Yeah,
the only thing about that, man, is I just aren't we tapping into that well a little bit too much? Unless it was like Isaiah Simmons, aren't we tapping into that Clemson well a little too much?
I would say yes and no. For example, if you tap into Oklahoma or Alabama, no one says that. And the reason they don't say that is because they know they're a factory.
But Cooper wasn't terrible, but he wasn't what we wanted him to be, So and then Rolando McClain with Alabama, So but for the most part, those players are successful that come out of those programs.
I would say the big difference you have there is Cleveland Ferrell, for example, who we took as a reach because we wanted the guy for what was between his ears as much as for how hard he plays. He is a good guy. He's a good citizen. We don't have to worry about Cleveland Ferrell getting in trouble with the law because he's not that kind of guy. He's not that kind of player. So we don't have to worry about that with the linebacker in McClain, who obviously got in multiple arrests, didn't seem like he was quite, for lack of a better term, raised right, didn't understand, circumstances. Whereas we have guys on our roster now, we'll never have to worry about that.
Yeah, well, and the one thing, like you were comparing CJ to Deion, right? And then and Darrell.
Yeah. As far as their
not
styles,
to say that Trayvon Mullins is gonna be those guys, right? But I would think that Trayvon Mullen is the more of the Darrelle Revis type cornerback. You saw him getting in the run game and making tackles in the open field and getting in the
Smiling ear
pile.
to ear just hearing you say it. Yeah, I completely agree with you.
So maybe if we could get like a C.J. Henderson on the other side, because the wide receivers shift, right, but not necessarily the cornerbacks. Some do, like lockdown cornerbacks do. They will switch, left and right, But I kind of like the idea of Trayvon Mullen and C.J. Henderson. If one's more pressed, kind of like a change of pace. You think you're getting used to beating one guy, but then you got to go to the other side and beat this guy, but he plays completely different, and they both have skill. We'll see though. But Isaiah Johnson, he that's the other thing is like if we can't get one of the top 2 cornerbacks, I'm not really sure I want to take a cornerback because we still got Isaiah Johnson coming back, and he was, a third rounder, and his footwork looked really good in that video they put out there on Twitter.
He's a nice kid. It's just he is a victim of the football mentality that has come about, I'd say, in the last 7, 8 years. There's this attitude now that as soon as the player arrives, if he's highly touted, then he has to be a star right now, right when his feet hit the ground, where you know how it is. Level, you expect to see the best out of a player in his 3rd or 4th year, you know what I mean? Not his 1st or his 2nd. That's why we're so impressed with players who are able to play at a high level in their rookie or their 1st year because it's so rare. So I don't see anything right now wrong with Isaiah Johnson's learning curve. He's right on schedule. If he gets to where we get him to a full-fledged starter in year 2, 2.5, year 3, that's still a success.
Yeah, so I mean,
he's a young guy.
Yeah, so with Gruden, he's looking for high character dudes. So hopefully, here pretty soon, all this starts to work out and we get back to our winning ways.
Yeah.
Hey, dude. All right, cool. So we're about 15 minutes over. I was gonna do the trivia. I guess I should do the trivia. I said it. You want to try a little bit of trivia? A 2-minute drill trivia, Raider trivia.
Absolutely. I fear nothing.
Let me get my shit in order here. So for those of y'all that want to cheat, this is the book I'm using. All right, let's see.
No cheating here. I'm just sitting at my desk.
I gotta find. Okay, first quarter quiz.
You don't have a laugh track prepared to play when I get them all wrong, do you?
Yeah. Well, no, not yet. In the future, though.
I don't know if I trust you. I don't know if I trust you.
Oh, man. I see. This is what I mean. I should have got my shit in order.
Okay, so if you can't find the questions, does that mean I win by default?
Sure.
Yeah, we're going to go with that.
Oh, come on.
Default win, Raider Bear. Just assume I went 5 for 5.
5 for 5. I thought about doing something like if somebody was really bad at it, right? Then try to give them 4 questions, and if they can get 3 right, that would be like a first down.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Something like that. Okay, here we go. Now I'm kind of.
Oh no, you found him?
Kinda. Almost. Eventually. Hopefully, we'll see. I'm pretty sure the viewers are dropping off right now.
Another question, Raider Bear. What do you do with dead air? Well, usually what I do is deadpan humor and riff on the Niners. I talk about this guy in New England who I hate so much, who now is a buck of stinking air.
God damn, that was dumb, too. It was right here where it was supposed to be. All right, so let's see. First quarter quiz. Should have been fourth quarter, but all right, let's see. Question number 1, 15 seconds. The Raiders logo was modeled after which Western movie star?
Oh, wow. That guy, the Duke.
No, Randolph Scott.
Is that my final answer?
Randolph Scott. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know Cowboys. I'm a Raider fan.
Well, that said Raiders logo, right?
Yes.
Okay, I hope so. Anyway, all right.
That was just my excuse for sucking on the first one.
All right, the Raiders' first quarterback was called the Iceman. He was...
Oh, God, you're killing me. It wasn't George Blanda, was it?
No. Tom Flores. Tom Flores' nickname was the Iceman.
They called Tom the Iceman?
Yep.
I love that.
All right, who was the Raiders' very first number 1 draft pick in 1960?
Oh, come on, you're killing me here. Their very first draft pick. You got me on that one.
Dale Hackbart, quarterback from Wisconsin.
Say his name again?
Dale Hackbart.
Dale Hackbart.
Yeah.
Good Lord. That's a name only his mama could love.
Apparently, right? All right. So, Jim Otto didn't wear double zeros originally. What was his first Oakland number?
It was not 1. Was it 1? What was it? It was something weird. I remember it was something weird why they initially changed it, because they didn't like the number he was using. Dang it. And,
Man. Yeah, you didn't get the first down. We're just going to go ahead and stop, all right? Number 50. All right, you might get this one, right? Let's see. The Raiders' first stadium in Oakland was named after...
Al Davis. That's just the prevailing answer. That's just my safe answer. That's the answer so everyone that's listening doesn't hate me after I get it wrong. Al Davis, of course.
Frank Yule. All right, man. I'm letting you off the hook, man. That segment may not work.
I answer questions like the season went.
Oh, look, Captain Jack's over here whipping your ass with all the answers. Captain Jack, you must have that book too, huh?
He's cheating. He's got Google in his lap. You know he does.
All right, cool. Well, hey, man, thanks for coming on, dude. I know you got to get back. You're going on live tonight, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. I'll be there, brother. Thanks for coming on, man. Tell the Raider Nation how to find you as if they don't know already.
Look for your boy on Facebook on Raider Bear Family page. I'm on every weekday night, 8 o'clock Pacific time. Raider Bear Live, Raider Bear Family page. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Raider Bear. Hey, I'm gonna be contacting you because I'm gonna send you that patch. All right.
I appreciate that. I can't wait to get it.
All right, cool. Thanks a lot, man. I'll see you in a little while.
Thanks again. All right. Thanks again, Captain Jack, for stabbing me in the back, putting me out on the plank like you do all the time.
Dude, he whipped your ass in this one, dude.
I mean, what are we doing here? It's not like I'm some sort of scallywag. I always take permission to come aboard. He's killing me.
You're gonna need it now, man. You're gonna need it now.
Jesus, suddenly I'm shark meat. All right, Homer, much love.
MLNR, brother.
Peace.
Later. All right, Raider Nation, man. Thanks to the live chat. Captain Jack's going crazy in here. Don Webb still hanging out, man. Travis Bono, what's up? Fierce Raider 88, what's up, man? Watts is still in here. Is Watts still in here? Hey, Watts, thanks for showing up. Kaylee, hey, thanks for coming out here again, too. You know, thanks everybody for all the support, all the love, man. I'm gonna try to do the 2-minute drill in the second call and the fourth call. I'm working on it, man. I wanted to make the format similar to a football game, reminiscent of a football game, whatever, you know. But it's all about, you know, making fun or having fun, you know, trying to pass the time until football season comes. All right, man. We are late. I got to go watch Raider Bear. All right. Hey, Captain Jack, thanks for being ready to sub in case one of the callers had to cancel, man. And thanks for showing up in the chat line and whipping Raider Bear's ass in the trivia. All right. So with all that being said, man, let's see. You know how we end the show. We always end the show with a message from the Violator. Thanks for watching, Raider Nation. what message do you have for the Raider Nation here and now and into the future?
Pretty simple, brother. Raider Nation, I'm speaking to you as an ambassador. Always stay true, stay loyal, keep the beliefs, and keep the faith. We will return.